Hi, guys. Welcome back. Did I change my shirt? I did. Welcome back. I wanted to match you. Welcome back to another episode of Hollywood Tales here from Jam in the Van in West LA. Before I bring on our guest, how about a big hand for the staff, the crew here. Wolf Ramirez handling all our engineering, sound, live, everything, man. Like you're channeling a lot. I see it on social media. So thanks, Wolf. Jake Cutler, Dave Bell, Jack Higgins, our creative director, and Jake Trainer, who runs the joint. Jaminthevan.com. Check it out. If you haven't been here, it's a new spot. It kind of was contrived during COVID. They had a space down the street. They expanded. Now they're in this new place, which is coincidentally an ex-rehab center. I don't know if you know that. So we're back, drinking and smoking and doing things. But it's really awesome. And we started our podcast here, Hollywood Tales. Sarah is here with us today.
Albritton.
Sarah Albritton, very funny comic who I met during the Supernova shows.
Yeah.
During the pandemic. Thanks for making time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. This is pretty chill.
How many podcasts have you done so far?
Like me hosting a podcast or being on?
I guess both.
Well, between hosting and being on, over 110.
Oh, shit.
But I had a podcast.
Google Sarah Albritton.
But being a guest, I've probably been on like 10.
Well, thanks for making time. We met at Supernova. What do you think of Supernova?
I think it's really fun. It's a very different space than anywhere else in LA.
Yeah.
I like the outdoor vibe of it. You know, I get a little chilly at night, but it's nice if you're on stage because it's like a big spotlight. So that's nice.
Where are you from? Sorry, I didn't do like my Wikipedia on you. Where are you from originally?
Originally in Louisville, Kentucky, but I moved here from Chicago. So I came up in Chicago for comedy.
Nice. And how long have you been in LA?
4 years, almost exactly. So I moved at the very end of April of 2018.
And how did you, you're rising, like you're up there.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Like I said, I think
you're funny, but you're very funny, but you don't seem like one of those comics who's like trying to sleep her way to the top.
No.
Right?
No, I think that's ridiculous. I mean, I come from a scene in Chicago where it's all about being funny and like, you know, they don't give a shit who it is. Like if
Funny's funny.
Like Chance the Rapper tried to do what T.I. was doing in Chicago. He showed up at the Laugh Factory open mic.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Wait.
Actually, let's just talk about all that stuff.
I'm sorry.
No, because you actually opened up a can of worms.
Oh.
A lot of people are getting like attacked on stage and T.I. doing like running the light for an hour. Like what's going on right now in the comedy world?
I don't know. Well, actually, I did help run where I was given the light at Supernova for T.I. and he asked for 2 different lights and he didn't run the light on me, which was good. But you know, I don't know what's
Hold on. He asked for 2 different. Who asks for 2 lights?
Someone that's still getting used to their timing. He's only like 4 months in.
Yeah, no. Sorry. When you tell me to get off stage, just give me the roundup light and I'll round it up and I'll get off. But you want a second light to make sure you're not doing more time? It's awful behavior.
I mean, yeah.
It's awful. And
yeah.
I'll just say it out fucking loud. I don't care. And just so you know, sorry to keep talking your ear off. This is my podcast. I've ran the light in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I've ran the light recently. I always apologize and take accountability, but as long as it's not interfering with other comics sets,
yeah, exactly.
I might run the light like a couple minutes.
Well, and also like
if they're passing out checks and I'm the last guy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And if they're having fun with you,
and they're having fun, and I've actually had clubs say, "Keep going. We're selling drinks.
Yeah,
let's make more money."
I think it's especially if you're the last comic, yeah, that's okay. But
Right.
if it's a show where people come, because the thing is, especially when you're working with bigger names, like people have very specific times because
Yeah.
they're trying to hit 3 different spots on the same night.
Right.
So like it's totally respecting. Like when you get the light, you
So
wrap it
funny you
up.
said that. I'm writing a movie called Best Man Bumped, and it's about getting bumped. Well, it's a whole longer conversation, but it's really about comics that are like continually getting bumped at clubs.
I think that's a rite of passage in a way, though. It's like
Is
kind
it?
of. I think that's the thing.
I don't know.
The thing I really like about comedy is there are very few industries where you can be fairly new in your field and kind of be in the back room seat around the same people that are at the top of the field, which is interesting.
Yeah, but you're in the back of the room, and you're in the back of the room. Like, are you exchanging numbers? Is there networking going on?
No, I'm not talking about that. I just mean like if you're an actor and you're just starting out as an actor, you're not going to be in any situation at all where you're going to be in the same 10 feet of Leonardo DiCaprio.
I get it.
Like you're not going to. I'm just saying there aren't
it.
many things in the industry, and I think there are certain things that comics get because they've all been through there. They've been through the first 10 years of like figuring out, to get really great to get to that point.
So how did you figure it out?
Well, I started up in Chicago, which was a great place to start.
Chicago is one of the best cities in the world, by the way.
Yeah.
And I don't want to drop names, but I'm going to drop one. Hold on, it's really heavy. Let me pick it up. I'm friends with Vince Vaughn. And Vince Vaughn, like, he got the key to the city.
Oh, yeah. Anytime he sets a movie in Chicago.
This cat loves Chicago. And he pretty much, like, introduced me and showed me Chicago.
Oh.
So seeing it through his eyes was magic because it wasn't like I just got there and I'm staying in a hostel and I'm going to like this motherfucker was showing me, Chicago like the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
So I had a different introduction to it. But I feel like that's a sign. That's a sign that we shouldn't be here. We should be in Chicago. Thanks, Wolf. Wolf Ramirez. He's like, hey, man, we'll cut it out. We'll fix it in post. I just feel like Chicago's a great city. And the comedy scene is very, like, fluent there.
Yeah.
Second City and all that stuff.
Yeah, so there's Second City IO Annoyance. There's people that'll come out there wanting to do improv and sketch. Like, I started doing that. That's what I started in. It was improv and sketch before I did stand-up. And I knew somebody in my Second City class that would drive 4 hours from Iowa once a week just to go to Second City, which is insane. But, yeah.
What's the addiction, do you think?
Well, I mean, improv's kind of like a different cult of its own, but I think some people that's...
I don't want to get into people that are in improv groups, but I feel like, and nothing against people that are into improv, it's a little bit like, Orange County Housewives. It's a little bit...
The thing is...
It's cliquey.
It is so cliquey. And there is also a whole thing of...
Do you mind if we smoke it?
Yeah, I don't mind.
This is Jam in the Van. Go to jaminthevan.com. It's 420 friendly. And we do shows here, comedy, music. I don't know why my voice turned into
You suddenly turned into like a late night. Yeah.
Suddenly I sound like Daniel Tosh.
But Chicago's a really good scene to come up in because there's no industry there. So you could actually work and try different experimental shit. There were always fun experimental shows. Like, if you think there isn't a market for a 3 p.m. afternoon, like, mic, they freaking created it, there are so many cool, inventive things that have come out of Chicago, but some people do get really comfy in the scene.
If you don't mind.
Oh, am I not speaking loud enough? Is that better?
Just want to make sure, yeah. I'm also the producer, so there's that.
So much talent.
So you came to LA just for a break, I guess, right?
No, it was like I came to LA because from Chicago you either go to New York or LA if you want to do stand up more seriously.
Well, if you want to become famous.
Well, if you want, it's not about being famous.
Because there's a lot of stand up in Chicago.
There is a lot of stand up, but
it's not about stand up. It's about, do you want to be famous?
Do you want to make a living doing stand up? Because there's a lot of comics in Chicago that have 9 to 5 jobs. It's a mentality. It's different. There's
No, but I'm saying like in the Midwest, in the South, like you can actually be a comic and make a living, but not be famous. But if you want to come to LA or New York, you go there for two reasons. You want to be famous because that gets you more gigs. Let's just call it for what it is.
But for me, it's not about being famous. It's about, hey, I want to
I'm
be.
gonna put this back here.
I want to be the fucking best comedian.
Yeah, but
You know,
LA
and-
and New York doesn't define best comedy.
No,
It doesn't.
but I'm saying as a result of being a really good comedian, you might become well known as a result, but that's not the goal.
Well, you're not gonna get on the Tonight Show in Chicago.
Actually-
you're gonna, or
Wait,
can you?
okay,
I don't
so
know. You
my
tell me.
friend, I used to live with this.
I got an
comic-
actually, Wolf.
I got an actually. So Emily Galati
Actually.
used to be my roommate in Chicago.
Emily.
Galati. She did Last Comic Standing with I think Lachlan Peterson's season, but she was still living in
I know
Chicago
Lachlan.
when she got Conan, and she moved about a couple months after it aired. But she did get Conan while still in Chicago. But she's one of the few people I know that got something.
And they were just out there scouting her, I guess. Right?
I don't know if they saw her somewhere else or if because she was a touring comic, like she was headlining touring comic.
But somebody
yeah.
scouted her.
Yeah, somebody probably scouted her. But
What's your big picture? Like, where do you see yourself landing? And if you don't mind me asking, and forgive me, ladies, I don't want to get canceled. How old are you?
Well, that I'm not gonna say because I've heard I should be vague about my age. No, I've heard.
You look super young.
Because I'm not that old. I'm not that old. But the thing is that I've been told I should be vague about my age because otherwise, like in LA, it's like.
All right, we can cut this out.
It's between like I'll say it's like between 25 and 30. I'll say that. But I can play younger.
You look younger. I thought you were like early 20s actually. When you were like, "Can I be in your podcast?" and I'm like, "Is this legal?"
Oh, because I was asking you about mine. Yeah.
No, well, we met at Supernova, and I think you're super funny. And I'm like, "Oh, I have a podcast. Why don't you come check it out?" And you're like, "Oh, let's do it."
I'm down.
But,
I'm always down.
But I never asked your age, so that's good to know. So you're between 25 and
30.
30. So you're 29. Oh, there goes the fucking sign again. This has never happened during our podcast, by the way. So you are bringing some witchcraft energy. This is witchcraft.
Yeah. Moving it with my mind.
Literally.
No, but there are, I mean, everyone knows someone who like does chants and stuff, right? In LA. That was something that was not a Chicago thing.
What's your nationality, or not your nationality? What's your ethnicity?
Well, my dad, I've got a big mixture of things. My dad was born and raised in Panama, actually. But I am.
Is Panama considered?
Yeah, it's its own country.
South America?
It's Central America.
Central America.
Because it's actually yeah.
So you're half Central American, and what's your mom?
I've got a lot of English and German. I also have on my dad's side, even though he's born in Panama, we also have Chinese and Spanish on that side, which I'm a little bit of everything.
This is a whole different podcast. Wolf, what do you want to do? Wolf is he's just like, bro, this is the 4th fucking episode. Can we wrap it up? We've recorded, how many today did we record? Victor, we had 3. It feels like longer because Paula Bell was long. Yeah. You know Paula Bell?
I've seen her around, but I don't know her.
This bitch is a monster. Sorry to use that word. I don't think she would care if I used that word like lightly toward her, but the world would. Like people would be like, "You're canceled. You called her a bitch." Paula would be like, "Of course I'm a bitch."
I mean, everyone's a bitch once in a while.
She came on this podcast today, bro, and I had like a roll of fucking toilet paper in here, wiping my tears. I was crying so fucking hard. I was laughing so hard.
Because she's a beast. It's great.
Wolf, was that not one of the best podcasts? I mean, I would say it was the best or one of them. One of the best, yeah. What was the best? Can't tell you. Welcome to Jam in the Van. Where we don't tell you shit over here. Go to jaminthevan.com. Live outdoor shows, comedy, music, podcasts. This is just an unbelievable place. We're connected to a mosque. I don't know if you know that.
No. So this is a
Right
rehab
next
center,
door.
ex-rehab center connected to a mosque.
Literally right next door, there's an Islamic mosque, which I've been afraid to go into because I'm always drunk when I walk out of here. So I can't be like, Salam alaikum. Then it'll be like, you're to go to in hell. I was thinking, I talked about this in earlier podcasts. If they just drilled a hole between that wall and the mosque, I could probably just walk right into the mosque. Do you want to go check it out when we're done?
Why not?
You gotta cover your.
What? Yeah. Oh, I have to.
You have to put a hijab on.
I would. I don't have one.
I'll find a T-shirt or something for.
Does a T-shirt count? Is that like bastardizing the tradition?
If you wear a Jam in the Van T-shirt, it doesn't. It's actually okay. They go, oh, you're from Jam in the Van next door. Please come, but cover your ears, and then we bring it. No, I swear to God, I've been a little reluctant to go in there in a weird way because I just. I'm doing two different things right now. I'm doing a podcast at Jam in the Van where, I literally on my podcast invite guests of all diversity and ranges and whatever and drink beer and smoke weed and drink tequila and there's the whole thing in here. And then am I supposed to walk into a mosque like before or after and be like,
Do you have one that you go to here in LA?
I don't because I'm not practicing. I don't practice. Okay. I should practice, but I'm not like a religious guy.
I'm not very religious.
I don't believe in religion. I was raised very, very religious. I've been to Hajj. Like I've experienced Islam like to the fullest. Not like I've never like beheaded anybody. It's not that kind of party, but. I've had, I've been like I was raised very religious. So growing up, let's just say the Western world and culture has defeated me, destroyed me, empowered their faith on me. Okay.
But,
Thanks, I like wolves. Quick, like, that was funny. Keep going. I'll cut it out. I'm going to edit this shit out. If Wolf doesn't laugh, it's gonna get cut out.
Okay, I can't see his face. It's really hard
exactly.
For me to
That's
gauge
why we're gonna
whether
get cut
he's
out.
Laughing or not.
No, if you hear him laugh,
okay,
it'll stay in the pod.
All right.
If he's not laughing, you're gonna get cut out.
All right, gotcha. So I wasn't raised very religious either. I was raised like Catholic light.
Right. What does that mean?
That means that I went to Catholic school up until 3rd grade, and there was too much homework. So then I went to a different school that was more like, it was like the kind of school that was like, if you're going out of town, you don't have to worry about homework because it's a life experience. Like it was more
do
of
you have siblings?
I do. I've got a brother, and I've got 2 older half sisters that are twins. So, and they all still live in Kentucky. So.
Do you all get along?
Oh, Siri wants to be on the podcast.
As soon as I said that, do you all get along? Siri's like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn her on Do Not Disturb. But yeah, we get along fairly well. I'm the only one that moved out of Kentucky, so I'm like the weird one. I'm the one that like I could get away with almost anything. Like I could tell my parents like I got married today, and they wouldn't be surprised. Like I could like they wouldn't be surprised anything I do. I think at this point.
How did you link up with the Supernova guys? Mark Saratella, Mark Stevens, who are great guys. And by the way, if you're watching, go to supernovacomedy.com. Wherever you are around the world watching, if you ever tap into this podcast while they're still alive, it's probably one of the hottest comedy shows in the country. It's outdoor theater in the round. When it's packed and it's like booming, it's the best show in town.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's fun.
When it's half full and it's like it's not like not a lot of people are there. It's hard.
Yeah.
But when it's full and like you can also doing comedy in the round, like theater in the round, like
it's a different skill.
Yeah, most comics can't do that.
Yeah.
You're basically like setting up a joke and then delivering it over here and then finishing it over here and waiting for the laughs over here. You're kind of, it's very, it's great actually.
It's a good
for
skill.
comic. Yeah, for a skill set as a comic.
Yeah. To answer your question, so I have actually known Mark Stevens for years.
Yeah.
We actually we wrote a couple scripts together. He had an idea for a script, and he knew I had written scripts before, so we connected. And then one of our scripts that we wrote actually was like a finalist in like Page or something. So
Comedy.
for comedy, yeah. But
sitcom.
yeah. Single cam, but yeah. So we wrote scripts together, and during the pandemic, we wrote a couple more. And as the pandemic was opening up, he started doing Supernova.
And how did you meet Mark?
I met him probably at a mic when I first moved here. I met him.
By the way, Mark Stevens, if you don't know him, just go to Mark Stevens on Instagram. This guy, he hustles harder than an Armenian trying to sell fucking rims.
Yeah,
he actually is Armenian, I think.
He is. He is 100%.
He's Armenian.
Yeah, he is Armenian.
This guy, I watch his Instagram and I'm like, are you a time traveler?
He's constantly.
He'll post like, I'm over here, and then he's like, I'm over here. Within minutes, I'm like, how did you get there? Within like 7 minutes.
Yeah, he's like constantly like posting crazy stuff. Like his life is.
But is he like Ubering or driving, or does he have a driver or like
I don't think he has a driver. Maybe.
No, I swear to God, like I don't want to sound creepy, but I'll track people's like when they post things, and
Stories.
It could be old videos or it could be something whatever. But a lot of people are like, I'm here for right now, and then like I'm over here. I'm like, how the fuck did you get there and like park and then get in and get a drink? Unless he's editing his videos.
I don't know. He doesn't. I don't know if he would edit his videos. Like he's not someone that would be like.
I honestly think he's doing it in real time. I'm just like, how?
Or maybe he does it on the Uber to the next place. He posts the old video from the old place.
Maybe I'm too old. I'm 51.
Oh wow!
So,
I didn't know that. You look good.
You're welcome. Thanks, Wolf. See, Wolf laughed. When Wolf laughs.
I just have a really bad gauge on people's ages. So in Chicago, I used to have this little joke because I would go out, I wouldn't know somebody who's in their 20s or their 30s till I went home with them.
Right.
Like because you could tell based on the furniture if they had roommates or a door guy or something. Because I'm very bad with ages, especially with comics. So I have no.
I just think Mark Stevens is one of those guys who's like, when I watch his Instagram, and Mark, I love you. We're talking about you. How do you get from place to place?
He's such an energetic guy too. He's like all over the place. I think he just balls up his energy. He just like runs like Roadrunner down to the next bar.
I think he's a reptile. It's gonna come out, Mark. TikTok. I think you're a. What do they call them? What are the uniformers? What do they call them? Shapeshifters.
Shapeshifters. Yes.
He's a shapeshifter. He just fucking pops up like everywhere. I'm like, dude, how did you get from Dodger Stadium to Burbank in 13 minutes?
It's funny. I mean, it's weird that I don't pay attention to that stuff that much. I really don't.
Look, I'm not addicted to the Instagram shit.
That's exactly,
My old account got hacked. Just so you know, if you're watching. My old account was at Ahmed Comedy, and it got hacked. So I had to start, and then I emailed Instagram 30 times. Can you reinstate my thing? Blah, blah, nothing.
I know a few comics.
I just started a new one, and I have like 1,000+ followers now, but I'm like starting from scratch.
Yeah.
But I track people. Like I watch stories, especially in the comedy world, and I'm like, oh, that person's there, that person's here, whatever. But Mark Stevens, this motherfucker's like the Flash.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
He's like all over the place. And quick, too. I'm like, where did you even get parking?
Yeah.
He's really fast with his, he's like, I saw this show, but then I'm here, but then I'm there.
I know.
And I'm just like, I don't know, like the minutes, there aren't that many minutes in a night.
To do that many things. So
I'm just, a part of me is like, are you editing old videos?
I don't know. I'm not sure if he's good. I don't think he's
was that last week's drinking session and you just placed it in your Instagram story to like, I
I have no idea. I've never seen him edit a video though. So
You've never what?
I've never seen him edit a video. I think
I don't think he's editing. I'm just saying I'm being trying to be funny about it, but I just feel like he, he's also young.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that. Like when I was his age, I was like
pop around.
I was everywhere. And when you get older, you're just like, you know what I do on the weekends? I drink broth.
What?
Yeah, I drink.
Like you like make your own chicken broth and you drink it?
No,
Like
I buy it.
Okay.
I buy it from Justa, which is sadly, I hate to say this, the most expensive and disrespectfully overly priced place I've ever shopped at. But they have this good like bone broth. It's like $10. You get it, and I pour it in a pot. I throw some lemon, black pepper, turmeric, garlic. I theme it up.
So you like cook?
I can cook, but I'm not culinary trained.
Yeah.
But I like the broth because broth is. I know this was a comedy podcast.
And now this is a cooking podcast.
Now we're into gut health.
Oh.
No, it's all about gut health. And I don't know if you guys know this, but bone broth is really good for your gut.
Did not know that.
So it like heals the holes in your gut. Like we have a lot of like, what do they call it? Leaky gut syndrome. You ever heard of that?
No, I've heard of a lot of different things. Not leaky gut syndrome.
Google leaky gut syndrome. A lot of people have it.
Okay.
Because we eat so much shit that our stomach, like, we have holes in our stomach.
Huh.
And then whatever we eat that's bad for us goes through like the holes, and then that's how people get fucking cancer and shit like that.
Oh.
But bone broth has collagen, which
like
protects your gut.
Bone, like the collagen people put in their faces and
Fuck
shit.
yeah, bitch. Sorry, did I just call her a bitch?
No, is that?
I'm sure that'll all get me. That'll come out in court one day.
Someday.
My mom's calling me. You guys want to hear my mom really quick?
Sure.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Hey, mom. Salam alaikum. Alhamdulillah. I'm doing a podcast that you're on camera on right now.
Oh, okay. Calling from the regular phone. All right, hon.
Is everything okay? Are you calling me?
Yeah.
I was going to call you later.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, miss.
Can you tell everybody what alhamdulillah means?
Alhamdulillah. Thank God.
Thanks, God.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're on a podcast that we're gonna hear your voice on it. With my comedy friend Sarah and Wolf Ramirez.
Hi, comedy friend.
Hi, Ahmed's mom.
Right, guys, have a good day and good luck for everyone.
Hey, Mom, what's your best Hollywood tale?
Best Hollywood tale. I have so many of them, different ones. So.
Sorry, Miss Celebrity. Who's your? Can you really quick because you're on speakerphone and we're recording this?
All right.
Can you tell everybody when you met or when Robert De Niro met you?
That was not in Dubai. It was in Qatar.
No, it was in New York at the Tribeca Film Festival.
In New York first, yes. We saw him again in Qatar.
What did Robert De Niro say to you?
Well, he come and say hi and to your dad, and it's really nice.
All right, good story. What's your best Hollywood tale, Mom? We only have 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You're talking about the old video, or the new one. Come on.
Just tell us your best Hollywood tale in like 1 minute.
أنا مش فاهمة أنت عايز إيه بالظبط.
Talk about Vince Vaughn.
Why I talk about Vince?
Mom, you're on a
Okay.
podcast.
He's a good man, and he's like my son. I mean,
I know Vince loves you. Just tell us your
Yeah.
best Hollywood tale, Mom. She's like, I want to do.
I don't know. You need the older one or the new one? I saw both. I know.
Tell us both of them in 1 minute each.
Okay, I used to watch Robert De Niro and all the old people, the good people. And then the new one, your generation in Vince you, so many of them.
So
Okay.
what's your best Hollywood tale?
Ana مش هقول.
All right, she doesn't want to
Okay,
talk.
yeah.
All right. I'm going to finish my podcast. I'll call you later. I know you have some
All right, hon.
you have some dirty
Okay,
stories.
baby.
No, I know you got some dirty stories, Mom.
Say hi to everyone and thank you so much. All right.
Love you, Mom.
Yeah, I love you too, hon. I love you too.
Salam alaikum. Bye. That's my
Okay.
mom.
Okay, I
My
do gotta
mom-
call you out for something though,
my mom's
because
so funny.
because you didn't have your mom's number saved in your phone.
I did.
It came up as a phone number on your phone
No,
when it rang.
No, that's her house number. No, I said, hey, Mom.
Oh no, I knew you knew it was her, but on your phone it's not saved as a
you
number.
know why? Because I grew up with that number. Like I don't have to save it.
Oh,
like,
because it's memorized.
like I literally that number. That's her landline.
Oh.
So it, like I literally when I was like in grade school had that number.
No, because
So
I was like, is this
I'm not gonna punch it in just in case I forgot. Oh, remember this?
No, I was.
But thank
just,
you for acknowledging that. That
No.
was a little a little detective like of you.
No, I was just like, I wasn't sure if it was a joke or if it's Oh,
We're about to wrap it up.
oh we are.
Can we do one
Oh,
thing?
wow.
Can you wait 1 minute? I want to bring these guys back in at the end
Okay,
of the
yeah,
podcast.
that's totally fine.
But I want you to tell us what's going on with you.
Yeah.
Currently, upcoming, and then your best Hollywood tale.
I'm performing all over. I'm performing at Supernova. I've got a bunch of dates coming up. And I also have a show at the Improv called Bad Sides, where we take bad auditions that people have to go to, and
I've done that.
and they would basically they read a bad side and then they do their stand up. So that's like the show I run at the Improv. So
That's
it's once a
hilarious.
month. So our next show is on June 16th at 7:30 at the Improv, and yeah, what else? I'm developing a one-woman show right now where I'm doing all my stuff about the narcolepsy, so I'm putting all that in there.
Oh
And
yeah, so we didn't cover that. Can we cover that really quickly?
yeah, of course, no problem. What do you want to know?
So you just fall asleep like right? You didn't fall asleep during our interview.
No, I did not. I take medicine. They give me medicine to stay awake.
Thank God.
Because otherwise, yes, I might not be able to drive safely and stuff like that. So like I take pills to stay awake, and
So you'll just be like randomly like,
Well-
just, like fall asleep.
not exactly like that. There's different ways of it. Like
I'm the same. I'm narc. by the way. No, because I think it's either it's. Look, I call it laziness.
well, it's not.
I've-
It's definitely not laziness. The thing is,
I'm joking,
it's-
but there have been a couple times it's like fuck life, and I just want to like tap
Yeah.
out.
well,
I think it's psychological, don't you?
no, it's. I'm actually
Let's-
missing a chemical in my brain, so that's why I have it.
That's an excuse. I'm joking.
But it happens like the falling down thing you see in the movies. That happens at heightened emotions, super heightened emotions. So like if I'm really angry or really upset or really scared or laughing a lot, I've laughed so much that I've had a catapult,
That'll trigger.
and that'll trigger me to fall down and fall asleep.
Oh, interesting.
And that's like an immediate thing. That's like your body loses complete muscle control and you kind of collapse like a rag doll.
Do you have a
and-
boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
How does he channel all that?
Oh, I mean, like he catches me if he's not upset. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. He always catches me.
Yo, bitch, you were
no.
you were
No.
an asshole last week, and you just drop
No.
on the ground.
No.
What
No.
does he do?
What? He's a producer.
Of course he is.
But he's like building his own company and stuff, so it's good. But
Do you want to tell us your best Hollywood tale.
Hollywood tale. Is this
Wrap
like a
it up.
celebrity tale?
It could be whatever you want. Like
Okay.
I don't force or like ask my guests to like, you need to tell this story. Like whatever you think is a funny Hollywood tale. It doesn't even have to happen in Hollywood. It could be. You know,
All
I've heard stories of Wolf. You've heard 1,000 of them so far. You know, you're at the airport and
Yeah.
you know, it could be anywhere.
Okay.
But I want it to be Hollywood because it has to be celebrity oriented.
Okay. I feel like most of my favorite Hollywood stories. Okay, let me think. Most of my interactions with well-known people have been in comedy venues, comedy situations. And as comedians, we hang out at bars and things like that. And it's a little bit embarrassing, but fuck it, I'll tell. So I'm a weed
somebody
smoker.
famous?
What? Yes, it is somebody famous.
I can't-
Because I think that's the requirement, right? That's the requirement.
yeah.
It has to be
Can
somebody.
Can we turn up the sound on this one?
It is somebody famous. Am I being too quiet?
No.
Maybe
No,
I
you're
don't
good.
usually do podcasts while smoking, so maybe this is.
You're good, girl.
Anyways, so I was. What was it? I'm a weed smoker, and if I go to hang out at the Comedy Store, I usually don't have a drink. I'll usually just have an edible and or smoke some weed and go hang out there. And this is a little bit before the pandemic, and I took a new edible that I hadn't had before. It's a bit stronger, I'm like a 10-15 milligram kind of gal, right? And it was a little bit stronger than I thought.
Upper or downer?
It was an upper. I always do uppers because the
THC.
narcolepsy, I'll just fall asleep if I'm on downers.
Oh,
So
right,
I
right,
can't
right,
do that. So I'm going and I'm going up. I'm in the kitchen of the Comedy Store talking to my friend Crystal and Crystal Powell and Joey Diaz, and we're just chatting. And I'm stoned out of my mind, and I'm just trying to keep it together so that I don't look bad at the Comedy Store because that would be embarrassing because I'm still fairly new to LA and I don't want to look bad. So in my head, and I'm really stoned when I'm just quiet. If I'm at the level where I'm so stoned that I'm just in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I don't want what is this person watching me? Is every time I say something, I'm like, do they know I'm stoned? And
Right.
that's what's going on in my
That's what
head.
weed does to you.
Exactly. That's what's going on in my head. And then this guy comes up and he joins our conversation, and I had never met him before. I was like, oh, hey, I'm Sarah. And he goes, oh, hey, I'm Joe. And I'm so stoned. I whispered to Crystal, I was like, oh, Joe who? I was so stoned that I did not recognize Joe Rogan. That's how stoned I was. It was a little embarrassing.
Interesting.
That I don't have that many celebrity interaction stuff. I feel like that.
I wouldn't call that a celebrity.
Okay, fine. All right. What? That doesn't count as a celebrity?
Joe Rogan?
No.
If you said that about The Rock.
Oh wait, actually, well, no, that's
The Rock would be a celebrity. Joe Rogan, I don't consider Joe Rogan a celebrity. I consider him a talking head.
a talking head.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's not he's famous, but he's not a celebrity.
Yeah.
He doesn't have he doesn't walk into a room and command a fucking presence or attention. He's,
Okay.
he's short too. You gotta fucking pull out a scope to look at this guy.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really run. I think I have face blindness because I
Yeah,
can't
please keep
recognize
that.
people. No, I really do because I'm horrible at recognizing
Wolf's
people.
I don't want to be a part of this political thing. I have a weird history with the Comedy Store in Rogan.
Oh, you do? I'm sorry, I did
the
not.
Rogan thing.
All right, fine. I will think of a different one. Hold on.
Let's end it with this.
Oh well, actually, this
Not
is
end
kind.
it, but
Wait.
let's wrap it up with this. When I say Hollywood tale, your best Hollywood tale, it doesn't have to be forget about what
Celebrity. Okay.
It could just be how you even got to Hollywood.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so
Right?
more like that.
Or
Well,
what was your first Hollywood experience? Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So when I first moved here, I was crashing on my friend's couch, and
Now this is a Hollywood tale.
I was,
I was crashing on my friends. They made a HBO series about it. With Pete
crashing,
Holmes.
right?
Crashing. Yeah.
crashing.
Yeah.
And we end up going to this booze and pancake art show. We ended up going to this crazy weird art show near Pico Robertson. It was kind of in this warehouse
Booze
thing.
and pancakes.
Yeah, pancakes and booze. So basically, it's an art show. They had people in body paint and all this
I would go to that.
and all this kind of stuff. And it was my friend Amy because she was showcasing some art there, and it was this crazy big warehouse thing. And like afterwards, people were like, "Oh, like come like hang at this party." And we end up going to this party, taking a little bit of mushrooms. I ended up
Where the fuck do you get mushrooms in LA these days? I don't even.
people grow them. I have a friend that grows them.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll get the info.
Wolf, you guys get him here because it's Jam in the Van. He's like, just go up to the second floor. There's a whole cupboard.
But we ended up going to this random house in like Highland Park where they were playing music all night. They had a music room. We were on mushrooms. I was just sitting by the fire with like a sequence pillow, like going back and forth. No, I fell in love with the sequence pillow. I can't tell you.
I'm sorry.
And we was there till the sun rose. And I was like, fuck, is this what my life's gonna be like every weekend? Is there gonna be a night like this in LA? I kind of just thought that was like LA. That was kind of my first impression, was like going to crazy art, doing mushrooms, like staring at a fire and a sequence pillow for hours, and then just staying out till sunrise. And that was like one of my first LA nights. No celebrity run-ins, but really cool conversations with like musicians and artsy people and all that.
And you're like, fuck it, I'm going to stay. This place is cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, I'm going to just live here. I decided, I was like, hey, I don't have a place. I'm just going to stay here. That's cool, right?
So 5 years later?
4 years later, yes.
Later, you're still here.
Yeah. And
what's the end picture for you?
Oh, yeah.
Not the end, but like, what's the big picture?
I mean, obviously I'd love to like, write, create, be in my own TV show. That's like the dream. But with that, I know no matter what script you have or whatever, you're going to have so many powers that be. But you got to change it this way. You got to change it this way. Marking, me, all this bullshit. Yeah. And the thing is, like, what I love about stand-up is nobody can tell you what the fuck to say or what to do. You're in the moment. You might spend years and years and years to get this one movie made, and then you could finally see how people react to it. But stand-up is one of the few fucking things that you can just...
It's the last art form.
You say it, and you get that immediate reaction.
It's the last... But it's also the last... Well, the last format of freedom of free speech.
Yeah.
Unless you're Chris Rock.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
People are getting slapped. People are getting hit. People are getting tackled. It's serious, people. Let me ask you something, and then we'll wrap it up. Where we at, Wolf? Wolf says wrap it up. Wolf's like, yo, dude, I got a life.
All right.
By the way, Wolf Ramirez, who's our awesome fucking badass producer, editor, sound engineer, everything, man. Jack Higgins is our creative director. Jake Kotler, Dave Bell, the owners of this place, Jake Trainer, the guy who manages the whole fucking thing, and everybody here at Jam in the Van. Go to jaminthevan.com. I just want to ask you this, and then we're done, and then come back again.
Okay, yeah.
Come back. We'll do it again. Like if you're on stage and somebody like, because you know Paula Bell?
Mm-hmm.
She was on the podcast earlier today. I said, has anybody ever like approached you on stage? And she said, yes. I had a tall, like gay black man approach me on stage at the Laugh Factory one night, and he was like up in my face. And I said, what'd you do? And she goes, I just stand there like stoic. And she's a bad bitch. So I thought like, oh, she was going to like rack this motherfucker. And she didn't. She was like, we just stand. It was like a TikTok video. She's like, we stood face to face, and he gave me the stare down, and he said something to her. What was it he said, Wolf?
Catch a case or something like that.
Huh?
He didn't want to catch a case.
He goes, I don't want to catch a case. Meaning if I hit you, I don't want to go to court.
Oh, basically, I don't want to get sued because I hit you.
But
Damn.
but he walked up to her at the Laugh Factory and got in her face, and I told her that.
Damn. Yeah.
And she's like one of the baddest bitches on the planet. So I'm just like, and I said, what'd you do? And she goes, I just stood there stoic because. What would you say after that? I think she said something like. It was something like. Go for it, I'll fuck you up or something.
Yeah.
Like she's like not.
Yeah.
She doesn't
give a fuck. Yeah.
Bro, she's the most I don't give a fuck comic on the planet.
I think.
Do you know her?
No, I don't really know her.
Have you ever met her?
I've seen her around, but I don't think I've officially.
You
like-
missed her by an hour. She was here earlier. She was here for an hour and a half.
But
She's the baddest bitch on the planet right now.
yeah, I thankfully haven't had anybody like approach me like on
Sorry.
stage like that.
Let me just
But-
put this out there. I don't mean to call her a bitch. No, because somebody's gonna be like, "Why'd you say bitch?" She's the baddest woman, female comic on the planet right now. She's my great friend and sister. I just gotta put it out there. I don't know. I don't want somebody's gonna try to fucking cancel me. Trust me.
Nah, I mean, I think. Have you ever had anybody approach you on stage?
I had one guy. Well, I had somebody call 911 on me over a joke.
Yes, I saw that. I've seen that joke. I've seen
Yeah.
the call for that.
We've
but, like,
put that. We talked about that Wolf
Yeah.
on our podcast in the past. But physically, I had somebody come up and like walk up, and I was like, give me a minute,
mhm.
and then he left.
I've had people that were like drunk and like, cause what? They've had people come up on a stage in Chicago, like where they were drunk and they were trying to walk out. And like, sometimes the stages would be like right by, cause there's a lot of bar shows in Chicago. Sometimes
Yeah.
a stage might be right by the entrance. I've had people kind of like accidentally like be drunk and like walk onto stage by accident. And you just have to like, hey, doors that way, you know?
Yeah.
That kind of shit. But like, I've never had anybody like get in my face over comedy.
I mean, I think it's just kind of a new thing, and
Well, I hope it's not like a thing that continues. I hope it's like a thing where people are like, "Oh no, we shouldn't do that."
Will Smith started it.
I know.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Any last word? By the way, I was looking at your T-shirt, not your boobs,
But I've got all the
but your
Marvel stuff.
T-shirt, because I was in Iron Man.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah.
the first one.
Well, on your right boob.
No, I
but
know,
yeah.
I know. Yeah, the Iron Man. I'm wearing a T-shirt with all the Marvel characters on it.
No, it's like you have all these Marvel, and like, and you're definitely like, I have sisters. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I looked at your right boob and I was like, oh, this is Iron Man,
Yep.
and I was in Iron Man, and I played terrorist number 4 in Iron Man.
All right.
Little fun fact.
That's very cool.
Somebody's gonna try to fucking cancel me. All right, guys. This is another episode of Hollywood Tales. We appreciate you coming out. Thanks to Wolf Ramirez, our awesome producer, sound engineer, editor extraordinaire. Jack Higgins, our creative director. Jake Trainer, the guy who manages the whole fucking joint. Dave Bell and Jake Kotler, and just check out jaminthevan.com. Live shows, comedy, music, podcasts. We out.
And can you follow me on
Oh yeah.
at Sarah Albritton on Instagram?
How do you spell it?
SARAHALBRITTON.
Yeah.
All right.
Peace.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, bud.